Surge.
Hello guys, and welcome back to another one with us, the Review Bros, and today we're going to be taking a look at Nitro Surge by Jacked Factory. It's Chris Bum'S's brand, well, the brand that he's sponsored by. It's the pre-workout that he was using all the time before he brought out his own one. Who knows, maybe he still uses this one. So if it's good enough for Chris Bum'S, is it going to be good enough for us? As we go through all the usuals, the taste, the price, the label, the effects, is it the pre for you? Stay tuned and you'll know by the end of this video. And if you are new here, please do hit that subscribe button, tick that bell icon, because we drop reviews like this at least 3 times a week, plus more content on top. So, you know, churning it out almost on a daily basis, baby, please. And please do like the video as well, it really does help us out. Cheers, guys. First up is that all-important taste and mixability, and the flavour we've got is Arctic White, and we have no idea what that tastes like, but we'll be getting into it very shortly and we'll find out. Obviously we've had it before, but for the sake of the camera we like to pretend it's our first time. So anyway, it comes in a bunch of flavours. I've had to write them all down because I don't think there's enough room on the screen if I was to put them up there in text. So let's go through it. So we've got cherry limeade, blue raz, sour peach rings, green apple, fruit punch, watermelon, grape, strawberry margarita, pineapple, cotton candy, black cherry, blueberry lemonade, plus the one we've got. So, you know, there is a shit ton of flavours. So if you can't find one that appeals to you, then I don't know what to tell you. So this is Arctic White. Comes out looking white, which is a good start. There are tiny little bits swirling at the bottom there. Nothing major though, but you know what? I'd say it's about average. It's not amazing, it's not terrible, it's okay. But anyway, let's see how it tastes. Oh, it's quite sour. Oh, I don't even know what that tastes like. Kind of reminds me of that white noise flavour by Black Market Labs. They done one of their STIMMED pre-workout in like a white noise flavour, and it reminds me very much of that. It's just like a soury, sugary taste, like candy-esque almost, I would say, but there's no real specificness to it in any direction. From a fruit standpoint, I wouldn't say. Perhaps an ever so slight lemonade aftertaste. It's hard to say, but it is nice. It is nice. I could drink this every day without any real problems. All of the other flavours sound lovely as well. I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. I think they have done a really good job, so obviously very much drinkable. So let's move into the price segment, because it is a bit of a funny one. There is a bit of an anomaly about it. So to get hold of it, you do go to jackedfactory.com, where it pretends to be a 30 serving tub, servings per container 30, and you'll see that the ingredients, we'll get into them, don't worry, but they're exactly half the clinical dose for what you'd expect to see. So yeah, we can ascertain that it's really 15 servings. And when you flick it around on the back, what does it say? 2 scoop serving. Directly contradicting what it says there. Servings per container 30. 1 scoop. I'd argue not. So it is actually 15 servings, 2 scoops per serving, which it does say on the side, but it doesn't match what the label's saying, so it's kind of like, I mean, I can kind of see why they've done that, because you could argue that the 1 scoop is enough for beginners, but I would prefer it to just be straight down the line, 15 servings, this is what you're getting per 2 scoops, da 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 da. But who knows? Anyway, that's enough waffling. So to get hold of this, you can pick it up from jackedfactory.com, like I mentioned, for $25.50 for 15 servings, remember. And when you divide it up by the 15 servings, it comes to $1.70 per the serving. And when you translate it over into UK pounds, look at it against our price scale, it comes in at a 6 out of 10. So price slightly better than average, But do bear in mind there's no discount codes on that whatsoever, and if we do get any, we'll chuck them in the description box below and or the comments and pin it for you guys, so that'll only improve the score. But as it stands alone on the base score, the base price, it's not bad. It's not bad. I just think it's going to annoy people that it is only 15 servings. I would think that most people draw the line at 20 servings these days. 15 servings is a bit of a pain in the arse. But anyway, we'll get into the label and the effects. Is it still going to be worth picking up? Now, obviously you've heard me waffle on about the price and the servings, and I think the reason I'm not triggered but like a little bit disappointed by the 15 servings is this is more of a daily driver pre-workout, therefore it is one that you're going to want to be using, you know, 5, 6, 7 times a week, so therefore you're going to get through the tub in just over 2 weeks. Obviously higher stim pre-workouts, if they're 15, 20, 25 servings, you know, less than 30, I don't really mind / care as much, because you're not going to be using it that much per week. You might use it once, twice, maybe 3 times a week. It's still going to last a few weeks, if not months though. But with a daily driver esque pre-workout, like I say, you'll be spanking it on the daily, and you'll be getting through tubs like you're going through, you know, like you're going through hot butter, shall we say. So anyway, let's get into it. So like I say, we're going to be doubling these dosages to get the true full serving. So L-citrulline would be 6 grams, which is a really nice dose. It's a dose most people look for these days, despite the fact that the clinical data shows you only need 3 to 4 grams, but 6 is generally where people are like, yep, I'm happy with that, because obviously it is more equals better to a degree, up to a certain point. I think after 10 grams it's like diminishing returns, but I'm digressing a little there. But that's the amino acid to boost up the nitric oxide levels in your bloodstream, and it helps with the pumps and blood flow. Then we move into beta-alanine at 1.6 grams. Obviously, you know, 3.2 is what you're really going to get per the full serving. So that's the clinical dose. That's going to give those itchy, tingly sensations that we're a big fan of. It's going to urge you to get going. Does also help with endurance when it builds up in your system. You know, it helps to buffer lactic acid. Then we move into betaine anhydrous. Same story again. So it would truly be 2.5 grams, which is the amount we look for. That's very nice. That's going to help with power, endurance, you know, strength, all that good stuff, and a bit of pumps as well. And then we move down to caffeine anhydrous, would truly be 360 milligrams, which is not to be sniffed at. You know, that's definitely on the upper end of daily driver amount of caffeine that you'd want to be taking, arguably. So yeah, like just over 3.5 cups of coffee worth. It's just that main stimulant that's going to wake you up, tell your brain, no, you're not going to sleep, it's wakey time, time to kill the weights. So that's what that's going to do. Then we move down to L-theanine, the controversial ingredient, amino acid. Obviously that'll be 180 milligrams, so that's going to taper off any excess jitters, you know, any negative side effects of the stimulants, or stimulant, should I say. So it's going to smooth it all over, tunnel the focus in, prevent any sort of crash, hopefully, and increase focus levels. So that is a nice one. We don't mind it if it's at a moderate dose. I do think that the ratio against the caffeine or stims in general is very important with that ingredient. Then we move down to theobromine, 100 milligrams, which is that chemical in chocolate that dogs can't digest. It's going to help with mood elevation, blood flow, pumps, and a mild bit of stimulation pairing with that caffeine. Then we move down into estrogen at the 50 milligrams. It's normally the dose you see. It's a trademarked ingredient, and it's going to help with digestion. You know, it looks like they've opted for that over black pepper in this instance. So it's going to help get all of the ingredients through you as quickly and effectively as possible. It is quite a short label, so you might have not even needed a digestive aid, but you know, we're always happy to see one, so we're not going to sniff at that. But yeah, like you can see, you're covering every base here, but to a basic level, I would say. So on the side it says laser focus, increased strength, powerful pumps, and endless energy. I mean, yeah, to a degree. We are missing some important ones there, like alpha GPC. You know, there's no choline source here, there's no L-tyrosine. So we are missing some quite common and, should we say, expected ingredients, especially from a daily driver-esque pre-workout. Is that going to hold it back? You know, is basic sometimes better? Find out in the effects section as we move into it right now. Effects time with Nitro Surge, and we'll start off like we always do. The beta-alanine, it's in here at 3.2 grams at the maximum serving, and it kicks in nicely. I would say an 8 out of 10 on the tingle scale, so you definitely get that itchiness, that sense of urgency, that willingness to get going. Following that is a smooth onset of energy. Nothing crazy, nothing too insane, but then again, I don't think we're expecting that. You know, you get a nice amount of caffeine hit with the L-theanine smoothing it over and saying chill out, just to make sure it doesn't go too crazy. So yeah, like I say, you just feel switched on, you feel alert, you feel ready to roll. So the energy is definitely surprisingly nice. You know, don't get me wrong, it's nothing illicit feeling, it's nothing insane, but it's definitely enough to get things done. Definitely enough for your shorter days, your arm days, your shoulder days, maybe a chest day, but it does struggle on the longer, more intense days like back or legs. So there's your energy. You know, there's no crash. It kicks in after about 20 minutes. It lasts about 90 minutes to 2 hours maximum. So that's your energy standpoint. Moving on to the focus. There's not really much in here for focus. You know, all you've really got driving the focus is the caffeine and the L-theanine pairing together. We'd like to have seen more, like I mentioned in the label section, but it's enough. You know, you feel ready to roll, you can get stuff done. You know, you don't always need everything under the sun put into you, but you know, if they're looking to make it more complete in any area, I would say the weak point is the focus. I would like to see, you know, 1 to 2 more focus ingredients thrown in the formula at maximum dosage to really fill in the gaps. So focus is, you know, it's okay. You don't feel super dialed in, you don't feel super aggressive or happy or anything of that nature. You just feel level-headed. The caffeine and the L-theanine are sort of the driving force. So yeah, focus is just like, you know, it's okay. Daily driver feels. Then finishing off with the pumps, which I would argue is the best part of this pre-workout. You know, you've got the L-citrulline and the betaine anhydrous in there at solid doses, so they really do work well together to generate some rather nasty pumps, surprisingly nasty actually, versus what you'd expect. I mean, don't get me wrong, those 2 ingredients are fantastic, but I would say that it comes together a little bit better than you might think. You know, you just get the nice mind-muscle connection, you get that round, full pump. I mean, there's no complaints there. Like I say, if I was going to change anything about this, I would just throw a couple of bits more in on the focus front. So having said that, you know, perfect for beginners, perfect for intermediates, not any good for stim junkies, quite obviously. You probably noticed that a while back without me needing to say that. But having said that, I do think you can get better for your money. You know, 6 out of 10 on the price scale isn't bad, but you are getting quite a bare bones label. Let's be honest, you really are. You're getting the basics, but you're getting the dosages good enough. You know, there's no complaints with the dosages. I'd just like to see a few more ingredients in there just to flesh it out a little bit. But then I think that's where the Cbum pre-workout comes into play. That's like the enhanced version of this, the daddy version of this. But that is sold out at the moment, I believe. But I think they are bringing it back in. So if you are looking for a more fleshed out version of this pre-workout, then, you know, stay tuned for that. Keep your eyes peeled for that down the line. But as this stands, you know, it's got everything there. It just has got it there on a basic level. You know, it really is just a beginner / intermediate pre-workout. It would be good for bodybuilders because, you know, you get your pumps, you get a bit of endurance, you get ample energy. It's not going to keep you up at night. It's not going to make you miss meals. It's not going to make you feel ill. You know, it really is just, you know, take it as your basics and, you know, your bread and butter basics for a pre-workout. Nothing above, nothing beyond, nothing short. It's just, there you go. So that's my thoughts on it really. You know, me and Aaron really, you know, we enjoyed training on it. I just think it's nothing too, you know, nothing really that memorable, you know, to be honest, without sounding too mean. It's nothing crazy. I would like to see some improvements on it. And like I said, I do think you can get better for the price. But if you can get a, you know, a solid discount code with this pre-workout, I think that would make it more worthwhile. So swings and roundabouts, as they say. But let us know what you think of it down in the comments section. Would you pick it up? Would you think of Cbum'S pre-workout? All the usuals. And as always, stay stimmed.
Run and go. We leave the key